Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast, brought to you today by Profit Accumulator. Big up the guys from Profit Accumulator. Remember, chance to earn yourself a few bit of extra cash in these tough times. The link is in the description if you're interested, and they can show you how it's done. DT, welcome along once again. And the mood is all right because the other night, a great win, really. When you look at it, look at it overall. At the time, it was a kind of a frustrating game. We kind of later on put the game to bed, but a huge win for Arsenal. We want to progress in that. It's the only trophy we got a chance of winning. And of course, what we're going to talk about today is the North London derby at the weekend. Or should I say this weekend? It's more pride thing, more than say playing for top four or whatever. Maybe they're playing more for the top four than we are. Although I suppose we can push up the table a bit if you go on a bit of a run. But first of all, before we get into the North London derby, because this is a bit of a North London derby special, Profit Accumulator have given us another one of their matchups.
Oh, great.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Here's the matchup today. Hugo Lloris or
Leno.
Bernd Leno.
Leno. Yes, he made a mistake against Olympiacos, but how many mistakes has Lloris made? End of conversation. Thank you, Profit Accumulator.
Lloris is a World Cup winner. Though.
Great.
You got to factor that in. He's a
Mustafi was a World Cup winner.
When you put it like that.
Do you know what I mean? Sorry.
I think he's better than Mustafi. Come on. He's
but you get what I'm saying.
Levels up on that.
You get what I'm saying. Look, Yaya Sanogo has won a trophy at Arsenal. Harry Kane ain't. Does that mean he's better? Sorry, no matchup. Thank you, Profit Accumulator. On to next week's question.
Okay, well, it's pretty simple for DT. He's going for Leno. What do you guys think? Leave it. You know what? Try and be... I know it's the North London derby, and I know it's the North London derby special that we're doing today, but try and be honest about it. Who would you rather have? Be honest. Lloris or Leno? That's the matchup for today. Let us know. DT ain't having it, right? Let us know. Let's talk about the other night. What did you make of the game? 3-1, 3 away goals. Come on, surely we can't mess this up.
If there's one team that can mess it up, it's us. So I don't count my chickens too soon, and we've got to go and be professional and get the job finished, next week. But overall, good performance. Some moments in there that I'm not happy with. Obviously, the goal we conceded again, stupid mistakes, and it's that ruthless streak that we're missing within this team. I can count so many games over the last, let's say from Christmas, where we should have been out of sight, finished teams off by half time, and we've ended up dropping points in those games. You think of Wolves?
Yep.
We shouldn't have even been worrying about the David Luiz situation. The game should have been over, and we had a lot of possession and everything broke down in the final third against Aston Villa. Burnley.
Yep.
These are all games that we should honestly have had finished. I look at the Olympiacos game. Opening 15, 20 minutes, game should have been over.
Yep. Odegaard had that big chance at the start of the game.
Aubameyang, moments later, got to say, good save by the goalkeeper. But we were just so dominant. And we was playing on the front foot, everything.
Which is a good thing to see, that we're going away from home.
And playing like that. It looked
and
aggressive.
We're dominating teams. Yeah, we're looking to get on the front foot right from the start. And I do think the introduction of playing a number 10, Odegaard or Smith Rowe, whoever it is, has really changed the dynamics of Arsenal.
Massively.
And we're now starting to see us. Whereas if you look at earlier on in the season, it was like 3 at the back. Midfield of El Neni and Xhaka, very sort of defensive. We was always moaning about where's our attacking play? Where's that? What's our style of play?
Yeah.
Where's the creativity? That was like, go back and look at some of the earlier videos for this season. Literally, that was always the subject. Where's the creativity? Why don't we bring Ozil back? Things like that. We're no longer talking about those sort of things, right? Which that's interesting. When was the last time we mentioned Mesut Ozil? You know what I mean? That's been interesting since he's gone.
We've got a new...
Has that helped to change the dynamic?
We've got somebody else that gets the assist now.
Willian
getting the assists in there. Do you know what I mean? Willian's helping you out. right now.
Hey, William, man.
Because by the end of the season, that little comparison with Ziyech, you might be sitting there with that cigar in your mouth again, just like, told you. But look, it's since Christmas, we kind of look at it in two stages: before Christmas, after Christmas, and the comparisons are just absolutely massive in terms of the way that we're playing. I would say, bar the Manchester United game at home, where I thought it was quite even, and a draw was kind of fair on reflection, and the opening 15 minutes or so against Manchester City, no teams dominated us. No teams put us on the back foot and had 15, 20, 25 shots on goal against us, and we're hanging on for dear life or anything else. We've dominated games. We've been the better team. We've had multiple chances. And in a lot of those games, we've dropped points, like we was just alluding to a minute ago. We should have been out of sight by half time. And that's the ruthless side of our game that we're missing. And, you know, Arteta's come from Manchester City. They're ruthless. You know, how many times have we seen Manchester City against teams like Burnley and whatnot get one, then they go and get 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. They just don't stop. They're ruthless. And that's what he wants to replicate with this team, because we're creating chances, but we're just not clinical in front of goal for whatever reason. We're not, you know, creating all these chances, and goalkeepers are pulling off worldies, and you're just sitting there. Do you remember the Man United performance a few years ago where we actually lost at the Emirates, but De Gea had that unreal game?
Yeah, he had to make 32 saves.
And you were
like
sitting there scratching your head going, what? Yeah. It's not like that.
Yeah.
We're looking and going, should be scoring. And you mentioned Odegaard against Olympiacos in the first minute. Got to be taking that, at least testing the keeper. Got to be. You think of the Burnley game, the chances that Saka had in particular. Got to be testing the keeper or take you out of sight.
That's, like you said, that's the difference with Man City. They are ruthless in front of goal.
Yeah.
And they always seem to get in front. I think like that streak they was on of 20 odd games, they were in front in literally, I think it was literally, or every game they were in front in those games, right? And it's very important, you know what I mean? But also what's important is that when you do get in front now, right, it's very important to then hold on to that, because break football down very basically. If you go 1-0 up, all you got to do from then on is keep a clean sheet and you've won the game.
If only it was that easy.
But yeah, I know it sounds easy, but that's the basic premise, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, you can come up against very good teams that can break you down and you can score, but we are just handing results or handing goals to teams on a plate. And Olympiacos the other night, I mean, I was losing it watching what I saw. You know, we're 1-0 up. It's a fantastic goal by Odegaard. Pleasing to see players shooting from outside the box. As you said the other day, there used to be that joke going around that Arsene Wenger would fine anybody from shooting outside the box because we always tried to walk it in. 2 of our 3 goals are from great strikes from outside the box. And Odegaard's a great strike. And if you don't shoot, maybe the keeper could have done better with it, but it was so much power.
Listen, it is
caught it by surprise, didn't it?
If you don't buy a lottery ticket, you don't win.
I think the pace of Odegaard's shot caught the keeper by surprise.
Maybe, it was. Yeah. Do you know, it was reminiscent to Xhaka's strike against Liverpool at the Emirates when we drew 3-3 that year. You know, we scored 3 goals in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And similar, you know, to that, sometimes the pace and the way these balls move now kind of catches the keeper. If you're a goalkeeper, you should be saving it. But we're not going to moan. But it's just that.
But then look at what we have to
stupidity.
produce. What we have to produce to score a goal, and then look what they had to do to score a goal, which is basically Leno, right? Now, first of all, whose mistake is it? Leno or Ceballos?
Leno's. I think that both have got to take a percentage of the blame, but it's more on Leno. I'd say probably 90-10, something like that, or 80-20, whatever way you want to think. I feel that when Ceballos has got the ball, first and foremost, Ceballos has asked for the ball. So it's not like he didn't want it, so he should have known what was around him. But in that situation, that's where Leno needs to evaluate it quick enough to go, I don't care if you're calling for it. It's not on for you.
4 players around him.
It's not on for you. And at the point when it comes into Ceballos, when he realises he's being suffocated, just launch it out for a throw, or even go back to Leno.
Yeah.
And then let him go and clear it. Don't try and do
the problem with going back was that he was kind of surrounded.
I get what you mean, but he could have still gone forward or even played it down the left channel of Leno so he can then go onto it and we clear it. But what Ceballos has tried doing is doing a deft little flick to his left-hand side over the goal scorer's leg, not realising there's someone else coming on the blind side of his left channel, loses the ball, and it's just... Yeah, but it's more the blame on Leno, absolutely. Yeah. And I've watched it multiple times. I've seen every angle. And, I love Leno. I would, stick up for him 90% of the time. But you've got to hold your hands up and say when somebody's at fault. And I think he'll realise.
Do you know the thing about it? The thing about it, right, what I could not understand with that, right, is that surely... do you not remember what happened against Burnley? Well, you're going to go and do the same thing again for... I did see somebody make a very good point about that was the difference between Leno and Martinez, right? That Leno tries to go short every time. Every single time it's like that little short ball. He doesn't mix it up enough. Sometimes you've got to go long. And Martinez sometimes used to go longer more often than Leno does. I know they're trying to play out from the back, but he's got to know to mix it up more. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was a horrendous mistake. Comical self-destruct. Yeah, and yet again, we concede, and then after that, obviously they now think to themselves, yeah, you know what, hey. And they started having a go, and they put us under some serious pressure. For about 10, 15 minutes, there's one good block that Bellerin had to do on a goal, a chance that was looking goal-bound. We're under the cosh, but got the job done.
Do you know what was interesting? I thought Mikel Arteta's comments after the game were quite interesting when he was speaking about this mistake and everything else. And he's made it very clear that he doesn't demand them to play out from the back every single time. He expects them to understand when to play out at the back, what moments of the game it can be done and when it cannot be done. And my issue is, and what I'm looking at, and this is what he needs to drill into the players as well, and they get but these are full internationals, they should have that understanding. My issue is that when I watch that second half unfold, I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, right, Olympiacos are pressing high. They've looked and said, let's try and see if they'll make another mistake. Let's try and make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because remember in the first half, David Luiz, he got caught as well.
Yeah.
He got caught.
Yeah.
Right?
Prime example.
And that should have been when the guy robbed the ball off of David Luiz, right? I don't know if you've watched it back.
He laid it across.
He just needs to just lay it across. That same El Arabi guy's just got a tap in.
Yeah.
But he tried to go for glory. All he had to do was lay the ball across to that El Arabi, and that would have been a goal. We don't learn. We do not learn. This is the thing that's annoying me. We had the game against Burnley. You've done that, right? I'm sure the amount of times we've discussed that, I'm sure they discussed it loads of times on the training ground and with Arteta and that. Then you get the first half, David Luiz nearly does the same thing. Then we go and do it again in the second half. That's what I'm saying. Too many mistakes.
So many.
Too many goals conceded when the teams have not had to do anything. It's just been our season.
I see a statistic yesterday that I was looking at, and I think it was we've conceded 14 goals since the turn of the year, and 7 are errors. So half of our goals conceded, we've given them.
Yeah. And then if you then also look at it this way as well, then throw into it how many red cards and things like that we've had, mate. Right? Right. So, and if you then look at those red cards, right, I think we've had about 4 or 5 this season.
Pepe,
David Luiz
against Wolves.
Yep.
Granit Xhaka against Burnley. Gabriel against Southampton. Was it? Yeah, it was Southampton. 2 yellow cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was Southampton. Yeah, it was on Walcott, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So that's 4.
That's 4 already. 4. And that was in the space of like a 6-week window or something.
And in every one of those games, we didn't win one of them. Right? So if you throw in that and the mistakes, that gives you a big idea of where we've gone seriously wrong this season.
Yeah.
Even though we've tightened up in defence, right? That's the weird thing about it. The defence has tightened up, so we're not conceding loads of goals. But there's always that in Arsenal. There's always that little moment. There's always that, a couple of players switch off early in a game.
Boredom.
You know what I mean? Leno does stupidness.
It's like the players are bored. They're like, go on.
I'm bored of seeing these mistakes.
I know I'm bored of it, but I'm saying it's like the players are sitting there going, I'm bored. Let me spice it up.
Leno looked bored the other night. Like, he had nothing to do for most of the game, right? Up until that. And it's almost like he's like, like you said, let's spice it up. Man, I'm bored, man. Let me spice it up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Let me put some ice under pressure, see how he ends.
Oh, mate.
Seriously.
Like I said, it was interesting what Arteta said because he's made it very clear that he doesn't instruct it on a consistent basis. But what I was trying to allude to and speak about is when I was watching it, and for that 10, 15 minutes at the start of the second half, I was like, right, you're playing out from the back constantly. Olympiacos know you are. They're pressing high. And I was like, why don't you switch it up for the next 10?
Yeah.
So for the next 10, don't go short, go long.
Go long.
So instantly, Olympiacos are like, right, they're doing something different now. We can't press so high because we're going to get found out in the middle and we're going to get exposed for leaving too much room. Let's retreat.
Saw Man United do that the other day.
The moment they retreat, what happens? You can then start playing. It's game management.
I've seen teams do that a lot to Liverpool this season. When Liverpool press right up and they win the ball, it's just like go long into diagonal spaces. Hit a long diagonal ball.
And it kind of gets you caught in two minds.
Yeah, exactly. So your team doesn't, but if they know that every single time you're going to play out from the back,
they just sit.
Right? They just sit and they press. Now, listen, when you beat the press and score, it's brilliant. But mix it up a bit. Have more than one plan.
The word that I heard saying it was the football we play is no risk, no reward. Was the terminology that I heard, and it is. And I was like, you know what? There has been
risk and reward or something like that.
Like we've had so many goals we've scored
Where's
where
the
we
rewards?
have played out. No, where we have got the reward and we have played out from the back. You think of some of the goals against Liverpool, Fulham right at the start of the season, where we play out from the back. It's some great stuff.
But you've got to
but when it goes,
know when
that's
to
it.
do it.
It's know when.
You're
that's
1-0
what Arteta's
up.
made clear.
You're 1-0 up.
You're coasting. You're away from home in Europe. You're 1-0 up.
Coasting.
You're playing against a team that have not given you any form of trouble. Don't give them a leg up. Don't give them something because 10, 15 minutes after, like you said, they were the better side. And I'm sitting there at home and it's like, what are you doing? How have we gone from 60 minutes of comfortability and I'm even going off making cups of tea during the game because I'm like, this is cool. I'm all right putting my feet up, mate. You lot are on a watch-along talking about flavour crisps and stuff like that.
That's how we were chilled.
Listen, that's how you know when... Do you remember when we've done watch-alongs before and we're talking about old TV programmes we were watching as kids and stuff? That's when we're like, game's easy. That's when we're playing teams like Mulder and things like that in the group stage. We're like, this is all right. What were you watching as a kid? Do you remember that cartoon? Like, because it's just relaxed. How have you gone from that to like, whoa?
Yeah, hanging on.
And it's like, and we could have conceivably lost that game and sat there going, what have we done?
And it would have been all on error. That one error that changed the game. But we did get over the line. Two more goals. Great goal by Gabriel. Great header.
Unbelievable.
And a fantastic finish as well by El Neni. The way that ball's moved.
Mate,
and again, from outside the box. Banged it. Do that sometimes.
You've got to. You
do that sometimes. Two of our goals come from strikes from outside the box. It was nice to see.
If you don't buy a lottery ticket, you don't have an opportunity of winning.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Sometimes they go in. Sometimes when David Luiz strikes it.
We through?
I don't want to be a meme.
Don't answer that.
There's been too many.
Come on, man.
There's too many. Come on.
3 away goals.
Yeah,
they've got to come to the Emirates. They've got to beat us 3-0.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And if we score 1, then they've got to get 3 to go to extra time.
Yeah.
We score 2, then it's even double that. That third goal could be mammoth.
Third goal's huge, man. Come on, Arsenal got to get the job done.
We have to.
And surely that allows Arsenal now to really have a go at the North London derby on Sunday. Because when you think about it, right, had it have been 1-1, say, it finished 1-1 or something like that, right, you're then thinking to yourself, wow, you've got to weigh up the two games and think, which one's bigger? next week Thursday's the big one, and listen, it's on a knife edge whether we go through or not. So you know, I need to keep back this guy, keep back that guy, keep back that guy, right? Mm-hmm. But now I think that dynamic's changed. It's like, no disrespect to Olympiacos, they're still a very, very good team, right? We still got to take them seriously. They came last year and turned around the deficit, so we've got to have full respect for them. But we can afford to go fully in on the North London derby, and we should still have enough. And plus as well, after that Olympiacos game, there's a little break, so it can go all in. So I'm just...
Oh no, we got West Ham.
Oh, sorry, West Ham, then a break.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, you know, Arsenal got to really...
Now I've just looked at that as well, and I know we're looking a little further ahead, but looking at what you were just saying there, and the fact that we do have West Ham away after in the season that West Ham are having, my word.
Tough game.
You could kind of go into that Olympiacos game with the West Ham game in mind, like... It's a little bit easier to try and navigate than if it's a 1-0 or a 1-1.
Yeah. You know
what I mean?
You can go in, and remember, we're talking about if you did leave out certain players. You could leave out a Saka, but you're still bringing in a Pepe or somebody like... So still not going to be, but you could maybe leave out a Partey and play a Ceballos or something like that. Or you know what I mean? It just, you could even maybe say, right, we're going to go a little bit more defensive in this game. And... The good thing about the Europa League is you've got a load of subs you can make.
Yeah.
If it ain't really happening, and throw them on early. But we should now be in a position. We put ourselves in a superb position to go through.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's all on the North London derby. This is huge, huge game. They also got a good win, away from home.
No, they were at home.
Oh, they were at home. Sorry, 2-0 win. For them, Harry Kane scoring a couple of goals as he's done. They've all lit form right now, by the way. They're coming into this game now on fire, right? A few weeks ago, if we played them, we'd have been clear favourites probably. Even with our dodgy season, we would have probably been favourites. You probably make them the favourites now.
I don't.
Right? No, you wouldn't, I wouldn't.
No, I don't. And I've given my reasons for it.
Any neutral looking at that game would make them the favourites, right? They've got... Harry Kane is on fire at the moment. They've got Son, who's been on fire all season. Now they've got Bale, who's come in. He's on fire. They've got Reguilon back. They've got all the heavy hitters for them are back. And the one thing about them, where I say the difference between them and us this season, I think there's one key difference, is what you spoke about earlier about ruthlessness. When those chances do fall to Spurs, they have been taking them. Harry Kane, Son, Bale have been ruthless. The sort of things that we haven't been. Because we created the chances.
Yeah.
I feel we're a more creative team than them. They've been criticised for being very defensive, very, very
be interesting to see what he does. Very interesting to see.
But the one thing that even if he parks the bus, right?
Counter.
Right? Even if they're ruthless. They're ruthless. Give them a chance. Do any of that stupidness we saw the other night against Olympiacos or any of the foolishness we saw against Benfica or Burnley. Do that with Tottenham. They'll beat us. We've got to be on our A game when it comes to defending and cutting out mistakes.
We do. The reason why I say we're favourites is because of our home record.
Yeah, but that's with fans.
Yes, I know. No, I do. Look, listen, I do understand that, and that is my only concern. Because the reason why I say that is because there's been multiple home games in the Premier League against Spurs where we've gone 1-0 down, 2-0 down even, and we've turned it round. And I genuinely believe that's because we've been like a 12th man. Now, Arsenal, we get mocked about our support and it's a library or anything else. If you genuinely think that the Emirates is a library when we play Spurs, you're talking out of your backside, because it's the one game where I can guarantee there's not an empty seat in the house and it's rocking. And there's just a different vibe to it. The games we've won 5-2, we went 2-0 down before. When last season we was 2-0 down. And it was...
Yeah,
no, you're not letting me say what I'm saying. But I'm saying we've been like the 12th man to help them get over the line. And my only concern is no fans. Because if we went 1-0 down, who's going to be that 12th man?
So are we the favourites then?
No, I'm saying we still should be, given our home record. Because look, let's put it like...
The home record ain't been that great.
Let's put it like this. when we went to Old Trafford earlier on in the season,
We beat them.
we beat them. But wait there. Before the game, everyone put Man United as favourites.
Yeah, they were.
Their home form going into that game was atrocious. But yet they put them...
Yeah, but our record...
Exactly.
Our record...
You're contradicting yourself now. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. That because of our record at Old Trafford, nobody looked at it and went, yeah, they could win that. They went, atrocious record at Old Trafford. They're going to get beaten.
Then you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. Because
now
I'm
you're
saying,
seeing that this is a different season.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say to you. That we look at the record and everything and what goes on, that there isn't... This is what I'm trying to get at.
No, I think the no fans thing. Even I was chatting to Expressions the other day, right? I think it was when he done that superfan debate. He's chatting to you guys, and he goes, normally he's been at the Emirates. He goes, the atmosphere in that North London derby is hostile. You guys get, you know what I mean? It's mad, right? We know that even though the Emirates gets criticised sometimes for the atmosphere, the one game where it's always on fire is that game, right? Those fans, you know, we've been, like you said, we've been down in games, man, and the fans have lifted.
I get
all
that.
it takes in a game like that, like you said, you've just made the point. All it takes is for us to get a goal back, and the momentum switches up.
Yeah, massively,
right?
massively.
No fans in that game levels it right out, right?
I get that. I do get that.
And they're on fire. They're on form at the moment.
I do get that.
You know what? Their last few games, man, they've been putting teams to sleep.
Look,
you know what I mean? They've been scoring fours and threes. And
I get that. I do get it. And that's why I was trying to...
We're not the favourites.
No, because this is why I was trying to make the comparison with Manchester United. Because despite everything, they went into that game at Old Trafford favourites based on their home record against us.
If you look at the Premier League, right, and look at our Premier League form, right, I mean, we drew with Burnley. They battered Burnley 4-0.
I don't think that you can make comparisons because because we battered Fulham and they struggled against them.
No, but we battered Fulham earlier on in the season. I'm talking about form now.
I'm saying, look, I don't buy all this. You know, you beat this team, but you couldn't. So it's, you know, we already got told to chat to Brighton and them, man. And it was like, but at the end of the day, it was them that couldn't chat to them, man. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you on that.
We went to Brighton and we won. Spurs went there and lost. I don't gauge results against each teams and go, yeah, you know what? You lost to them, so we should be able to. I guess it's what happens on the day. There's so many factors that you've got to put into it. Who's the referee, first and foremost? That's the most important thing. I'm not even worried about our lineup. The most important thing for me is not our starting 11. It's who's the referee, who's the fourth official, and who's in the VAR truck.
Right, let me look at some of the...
No, tell me.
I don't know who's the referee.
I'll tell you who the fourth official is. Who? Kevin Friend.
Is it?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I remember seeing it this week, and he's the one that was in the VAR against Burnley.
Well, we're definitely not the favourites.
So he's even closer to the pitch this week.
Right, let's look at our home form since the start of the year.
Let's not look at it.
So we beat
start of the year. That's not
since the start of the year. Beat Newcastle 2-0.
Newcastle
at home.
2-0. Was that the cup?
Huh?
Or what? 2-0?
Oh no, that was the FA Cup. You know what? Forget that. I'm just going Premier League.
Okay.
So home form in the Premier League since the start of the year, right? 0-0 against Crystal Palace.
Yep.
Right. Beat Newcastle 3-0. Mm-hmm. Right, at home. Drew 0-0 with Man United. Mm-hmm. Beat Leeds 4-2. Mm-hmm. That was a good result. That was a good performance. Lost to Man City 1-0. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, we haven't played it. The next home game now is Tottenham. We've played a lot of away games, you know. We played a lot of away games. The away form's been actually decent.
So the only defeat we've had since the turn of the year was Man City.
Yeah.
And the most goals scored past us was by Leeds United too.
Yeah.
But we was effectively won the game by then at that point anyway.
Up, weren't we?
Yeah. So
or 3-0
our home record's actually not bad since the turn of the year.
Yeah, but we haven't played that
didn't work out like you thought it would, did it?
No. It's not I was trying to work it out. I just wanted to look at
that. First and foremost, we haven't played a lot of games at home, considering we're in March. And the other thing that I look at is that it's actually not that bad. When you think about it, on balance, when you look
It's
at
not
the team,
bad. We've only lost one game. Yeah.
Look, I'd say the disappointing one in there is Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Right, but everything else, I'm looking at. We've played
Yeah.
City, we've played United. There's been some tough games in there.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people would say Leeds was a tough game.
Two of
given
them
the way
tough
they
games
played.
that we didn't win them. Man United,
No,
City, we didn't win none of them.
But I think the Man United game, you're an inch lower from a Lacazette free kick to winning, but it was a balanced game, is what I would say. We weren't dominated. We weren't looking.
All I know, right, is that this weekend, right, is if we have got to play a seamless. We cannot make these mistakes.
Oh, mate,
and we've got to really put it on.
I don't want to see these mistakes. We've made mistakes against Spurs. Do you remember last season?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was Kolasinac. That's when I done my Michael Jackson move, wasn't it? And I became Billie Jean.
Again, have the mistakes, man.
Mistake. Just
again,
after we
remember
scored.
that Lacazette scored that absolute banger. We're on top. And, how many more? You know what? Someone's going to put a video of the mistakes together.
You need to do a little compilation.
Jeez, man. That one, I remember that was infuriating. Even the first game. I mean, me and you, you know, this season, me and you differ again. I thought Leno should have saved that that strike from
I think
Son.
it was a good strike. It was, but
You know,
even in that game, I was annoyed with the way that we played in that game because we fell into their trap. They sucker punched us.
Yeah.
Second half was one of the flattest North London derbies I've ever witnessed in my life because Spurs literally went, game done.
We shut it down. The thing is about it, right? Is that I think we're a better team now going into this week's game, weekend's game, than we did when
We're more balanced.
Much more balanced. We've got a better pattern of play now. And we're looking to get on the front foot. I think we'll look to get on the front foot. What I want to find out from you is what sort of team would you go with?
I'll be
really interested.
The other
to
thing
find
as
out.
well, because where we were doing those super fan debates and everything, it's quite interesting speaking to Spurs fans. They don't really know how Mourinho is going to approach this game because he's been very attack-minded the last few weeks, and it's really working. They're scoring goals. But will he go attack-minded against us, knowing that we've got the threat of a Saka, a Pepe, a Aubameyang, etc.
Look at a lot of the teams he's gone very attack-minded against. Burnley. You know, who else did they play?
Fulham. Was it? Yeah.
Well, actually, in Fulham, they scraped that. They're very lucky. And when Fulham took the game to them, Fulham were on top.
And they had a goal disallowed that shouldn't
And
be.
they had a goal disallowed. And then, was it West Brom? They've beaten teams that they should be beating.
Yeah. So you can be a bit more expansive.
They've beaten teams that you should be on the front foot against.
Yeah.
Right? Will they be like that
a lot of
against
Spurs
us?
fans that I spoke to said that they feel they're going to revert back to that sit deep and play counter attack. So
all right, let's go for a starting 11. Presume the same formation that we've been playing for a long time.
Yeah, that ain't gonna change.
4-3-2-1. Now, 4-2-3-1, should I say? In goal,
Leno.
Ryan.
No, shut up, man. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Yo, listen, man.
Listen, look, I'm not having none of this. Like, player makes one mistake and then you start
If he does another mistake like this,
I get it, but
if he does another mistake like that this weekend, he should be dropped.
But what I'm trying to say to you is that Bernd Leno has been exceptional this season. So you don't just drop him for that.
He scrapes in for me.
I see a lot of people wanting to drop Granit Xhaka, for the Olympiakos game based on that one mistake.
No,
you didn't. I know you didn't.
And I thought it was a solid game. When he plays next to Partey.
Solid.
All right. Leno in goal.
Yep.
Scrapes in for me. Scrapes.
Oh, behave yourself.
No,
man.
I'm serious. He scrapes in. I've not been happy with the past few weeks. If he was an outfield player, he'd be dropped. I know he's your mate and everything.
I'm not.
But if he was an outfield player, I'd drop him.
No.
Yeah?
He's made one mistake.
Which one? Last week, he had a part to play.
Hold on a minute.
Listen, it was Xhaka's fault.
Wait. Hold on a minute. This is why I'm so glad we're back next to each other because there ain't a stream stopping us and you cutting in between.
It's lagging.
Right? You made it very, very clear that Leno had 0%.
No, I didn't say zero.
No,
I didn't say 0%. I said it was Xhaka's fault.
You said
hold on.
Leno is not to blame at all for that.
I said it's Xhaka's fault, right? I said Leno could have played him.
Oh, don't give me all this.
Wait a minute.
You're waffling now. I need to get your interviews up, man. You're even starting to laugh.
I'm not laughing.
You are. You know.
I said, no, listen.
You're waffling.
I said Leno Leno there played him into a bit of trouble. But to me,
No, you did not.
I did listen. Looking back at the incident, Leno, he could have played it. No, listen. Listen. No. Wait a minute. Let me just explain. Leno could have played it long, right? But we've been playing out from the back. He played it. I think it was Xhaka's fault. But then on the other hand, all right, no, you know what? All right, let me rephrase it then, right? When we rephrase it with him, right? He's part of that mistake. It's Xhaka's fault, right? It's Xhaka's fault. But when they're sitting and discussing that, he's the keeper. So when they're discussing that at the training ground,
he's done nothing
on
wrong.
the Monday, they're saying to him, yo, Burn, even though Xhaka should have dealt with that situation
I don't think
better.
they are.
Wait a minute. Next time, be a bit, if you see a player and he's in that, maybe consider going long.
No, I don't think they would have been saying
Mikel,
that.
yeah.
I
The
don't
very
think
next
they've said
game,
that.
he goes and puts man in even in worse trouble.
I don't think they've said that to him in any way, shape or form, because what he did, there was nothing wrong with it. He had no pressure behind him. He had all the time to take control of the ball, look up, evaluate the situation, and still decide he was going to try and bend him around the ball.
It was Xhaka's fault, but the goalkeeper...
Not to blame in any way, shape or form.
After seeing what that happened, maybe you should be a little bit more cautious going forward.
Can we get into the
same
defense?
thing like what you said?
Can we get into the defense?
Same thing like what you said.
Can
Arteta
we
said.
get into the defense?
Did you not say what?
Yes, about
repeat
the game
what Arteta said.
About the game against Olympiacos.
Repeat
it
what
wouldn't
Arteta
be about
said.
the Burnley one because there was nothing wrong with that.
Repeat what Arteta said.
We know what he said, but he wouldn't be referencing to the Burnley game.
Of course it would, because it was brought up. It was brought up in a press conference.
No, because there was
brought up in a press conference leading to.
There was nothing wrong with what Bernd Leno did against Burnley. It was a simple mistake.
It was brought
100%
up in the press
by Granit
conference.
Xhaka.
After following that, it was brought up in the press conference.
Right back.
They asked him, "Do you, are you still
back.
gonna wait a minute? Are they still gonna tell players to play out from the back?" And he said, "Yes, that's the style of play and everything like that." And as you said, after the Olympiacos game, he's going, yes, but they've got to use this. And you as the goalkeeper, you're the guy who starts the playing out from the back. So scan around. You know that. You manage a football team, right? They say scan.
Yes, but
scan the situation.
But there was nothing wrong with it.
What's on his scanner?
If Granit Xhaka would have just done the simple pass he should have
done.
done.
That's what Olympiacos the other night. Scan.
No, but
when he scanned around, right? When his scanner said,
"What are you, RoboCop?" It's like you're there.
Have you never heard that phrase? You're a dinosaur in football.
Yeah, bad dinosaur. Says you. Say get out of it, man. You still play 4-4-2.
Do you not hear that? Do you not hear that?
Start me off, man.
Do you not know that term? Scan. So you look around, right? In particular, goalkeeper, scan around.
This guy.
Danger there.
Robbie, you have reached so much.
Wait a minute. Let me explain.
I know when you're clutching because you're laughing.
I'm not laughing. Why are you trying to keep saying about laughing?
Focusing on his face, please.
Focusing on my face. I'm serious.
Go on,
scan.
Say it without laughing.
Because you're trying to make me laugh. Scan around, right? You're looking around. Sabias, extreme danger. David Luiz, no danger.
Just go away.
Kick long, zero danger.
Go away.
Play out to I can't remember who's on the left-hand side. Play out to Gabriel. Danger, 50%. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play it to the extreme danger. Scan!
But Granit Xhaka was not the extreme danger.
Even with the Xhaka thing. Scan!
Oh, he scanned and Xhaka messed it up.
Xhaka messed it up, but scan.
Man. Nah.
Scan around.
Nah. I knew I couldn't go a whole show without having an argument with you about something.
Anyway, so he scrapes in Leno.
No, we don't. Let's go to
right back.
Fullback.
Right back.
We're going to have an argument about this now, aren't we? I want Cedric to play.
Bellerin had a good game the other night.
Cedric for me.
Great block. There was
there
was, you know what, Bellerin, I was arguing with my brother about this, right?
There's a surprise.
He was saying to me, Bellerin didn't have a good game. What game are you watching? Right? Bellerin, I remember him doing three key things in that game, at least. There was that block he did where we were 1-1 down.
1-1 down?
Sorry, we're drawing 1-1, right? We're drawing 1-1. Right, if he had to put that block in, we'd have been 2-1 down, right? There was the cross he put in for Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang, even though the keeper made a good save, I think Aubameyang should have done better with that.
I get it.
Right? He could have had an assist for that. There was another one that he put the brilliant ball right across. At the time, I was thinking he should have maybe picked out a player, but I think he was a great ball. Smith Rowe kind of backed out instead of going in. He could have had 2 assists in that game. He played well. Mm-hmm. But who you're going, Cedric?
Yeah, because if you're going with that mindset of being able to switch some players around and rotate accordingly,
okay,
I think Cedric would be good.
All right, left-hand side?
Tierney.
Yeah, it's got to be Tierney.
All day.
Because that's where I'm saying now that with the Olympiacos game next week, that even if Tierney was a bit burnt out for that game, you could afford, with that lead, to leave him on the bench and keep him back for West Ham. Mm-hmm. Centre halves.
Do you know what? We've got a bit of a dilemma sometimes because I'm really impressed with Pablo.
First of all, do you return Holding?
He hasn't really played lately, has he?
No.
So probably not. I think it's more. I think it's more the left-hand side.
So you'd have Luis. I would.
Yeah, experience. I would have him there.
I'd have Luis.
And then the left-hand side, given how good he was in the game, I'd have to go with Gabriel on the left-hand side. And
no Pablo Mari.
No, and I still think Gabriel is our best centre-back.
Yeah, listen, to me, right, I thought that Pablo Mari should have started the game the other night against Olympiacos, but then, obviously, when the team came out, I was like, listen, Gabriel's in. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's just I'm going on form.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But Gabriel had a brilliant game, scored. That goal he scored was massive. And he was solid. Yep. And for me, again, he's on form now. After that, I'd leave him in that game. I like...
Yeah. And I think the physicality could come in handy against the likes of Kane.
He's quick. So I'd have Gabriel, but then I wouldn't be upset if Mari started.
Yeah, I suppose that's the best way of saying it. I'll have Gabriel,
but
at the same time, I wouldn't be upset with Mari because I've been really impressed with the way that he plays.
Midfield?
Some people could talk about Mari and Gabriel.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the two of them play together
no,
yet.
I think Mikel likes the balance of a right and a left.
Yeah.
So...
Right, midfield.
Partey and Xhaka. All day.
Partey and Xhaka. Partey helped make the first goal with his that quick thinking where he just... that's what he does well. When that ball come to me, he didn't hold on to it. The ball sort of came past back to him. He was like, zoop, hit into Odegaard. That created all the space for him. It was... Watch it again. It's his quick thinking.
Yep.
Right, and Xhaka I thought had a good game and definitely looks a different player when he's playing next to Partey.
Yeah, that's our best two.
Because then I just feel that Xhaka knows what his role is. Basically, you're the bit of water carrier for the game, right?
Listen, that's our best two.
Yeah,
and it's simple as that. So that's what.
No El Neni in there after that screamer.
No, we'll bring him on to win the game. But with Partey, it's going to be an interesting battle because if Ndombele plays, we're not sure again. Judging by, what Spurs fans are saying, they think that Ndombele may not play, especially if they do that retreat type of game, and they might go with... I know, it'd be a good matchup between... But it depends what style
I think Partey and Xhaka in there, even if it's not, is that Højbjerg's in there, is pretty a combative player. I think Xhaka has to be in there. I
still think that at the game... at their stadium earlier on in the season for 30 minutes, Thomas Partey was still the best midfield player on that pitch.
Actually,
and he was 75% fit.
Remembering that now Partey owes us for that game when he just walked off the pitch, right? So he owes us a performance, right? Now, this is interesting. Up front.
Yeah. Attacking free.
So on the right-hand side.
See, this is the thing. I'm trying to work out the system because
Saka?
If Spurs play deep and defensive, then we're going to need to start trying to open them up somehow.
Yeah, but you don't know what they're going to do. So
no, I know.
We're at home, man.
I would honestly go. I think right or left, you can play either of them. But I would say for the benefit of the video, Saka. But he can also play left, and you'll see why in a moment what I'm on about. I will have Emil Smith-Rowe in a 10. I would change that around. I would give Odegaard a bit of a break and Emil Smith-Rowe. He's a local boy, been in our academy since, he was a kid. We'll know about the North London derby.
Odegaard's scored a screamer.
I know he scored a screamer, but Emil Smith-Rowe's been quality. He's been one of the reasons why our form turned round since the turn of the year. So it's good to have those two options. We've gone from having no options to two options. I just feel that Emil, he's had enough rest of late. He's had time to, recharge himself a little bit. And even against Olympiacos, when he came on in that final 15 and that, he looked quite energetic. So
no, he did.
I would say this game, because he knows what he should. He's one player that you should be able to sit down and talk to and say, what's the North London derby means? And he'll know. So I would go with Emil. And then on the left, Pepe.
No Willian?
No, I think for this game, I would go with Pepe. I feel that I think the reason why he's been taken...
Willian done wrong?
It's not that he's done anything wrong. It's about game management, different games, different styles, systems, whatever it might be. I think Pepe... He's done nothing wrong. So you could have an argument for him not starting against Olympiacos. You could have had an argument as to why he didn't start against Burnley. So it's nice that we're actually sitting there having an argument over who could play here, there, or wherever.
The other thing with Willian as well, I know he didn't.
Do you know what I've just thought?
I was going to say to you,
just thought about Willian.
I know he didn't have a great game when we played them earlier on this season. He had a poor game. But over the years, he's had a...
You just took what I was remembering.
He's always played very well against Tottenham.
Yeah.
He's always been like a bit of a thorn in their side.
Yeah. No, I'd still keep him on the bench. Maybe bring him on.
All right. And then up front?
Oh, this is so debatable. I would go with Lacazette.
Scored a screamer against them.
Lacazette predominantly scores in big games. And I feel that with Pepe, with Emil and Saka, we need somebody that can really hold the ball against a team that, for me, are going to play deep. Low block is the new phase that everyone wants to talk about. So I think Lacazette could be perfect for that. Rest Aubameyang up for, the game on Thursday.
So, more or less, right, I'm with you. So, let's just go through your team. So, it's Leno in goal, Cedric, David Luiz, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Lacazette. I think it's a very good team, but where I'd change, I would keep Smith Rowe in there as well. I agree with that. I'd have Smith Rowe in there. I'd have Saka in there because I think he's such an important player. Even though he didn't have a great game against Olympiacos. He got the treatment, by the way. They put about 5-6 fouls on him before the referee gave a yellow card. But I'd have Saka in there. I see the argument for playing Lacazette. But you've got to have Aubameyang on that pitch. And if that means Pepe has to drop out, for me, and then you play Aubameyang on the left... To me, it's the North London derby. You've got to have your big guns there. I mean, I think I'd go Aubameyang up front.
It's interesting, isn't it? But it's nice that we've got these selection
Yeah,
headaches.
I think I'd go Aubameyang up front, take out Lacazette, and then I'd have Lacazette start against Olympiacos. So I'd say to Lacazette, I just think Aubameyang. And when you think of Aubameyang, he's on form in the Premier League. I think he scored he scored in his last few games in the Premier League. I think he's about 8 in 8. He scored
8 in 8 or something along them lines.
He's playing well in the Premier League. Do you know what? You've got to keep him in. He's scoring.
Let me just
if that chance falls to a player,
he has got a very good record against Spurs, especially at home.
He's Lacazette. Aubameyang has to start for me. I'd have Aubameyang. Maybe keep Pepe there and Aubameyang.
All right, change Aubameyang for me for Lacazette. Do you know what? There's so many arguments for.
But it's a good, like you said. Do you know the one thing at the moment? Nearly everybody's fit.
Everybody is.
Everybody's fit.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
It's the first time.
You could make an argument. You know a player that I want to see? And it would be out of the blue.
Martinelli. I know.
Why not even in a game like this? Why not even say to him, yo, you know what, son? You ain't had a run. Go out there, man, and terrorise Tottenham, man. I wouldn't even... Trust me, there's something inside of me just saying, put him in. Put him in this game. Maybe put Pepe on the right because he's been playing very well with Cedric, and put Martinelli on the left, and maybe leave Saka out for a game. I mean, it sounds stupid to leave Saka out because he's such a big player, but I'd like to see Martinelli. You know what I mean? He's going to be hungry, man. He's going to...
I get it. Mikel could throw in that surprise. If you remember when we played Chelsea at the Emirates, that was when he threw Emil Smith Rowe in. And do you remember when we was doing the lineup, we were like, Smith Rowe? What? Where did that... Because that came out of the blue. There was no inkling that he was going to... Because Smith Rowe was playing in Europa League games, but he was on the bench.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there going, give Smith Rowe some minutes. And he was hardly getting any minutes. So to then play Chelsea in such a huge game at that period in Mikel Arteta's reign, remember what we were coming off the back of? That took some kahunas, should we say, to like do that. So, yeah, you never know. It may be one of these where he goes, yeah, you know what? And we were sitting there and go, whoa, hold on. He's just starting Martinelli. I do think Martinelli is going to be converted as a striker. And I think that's what they're working on with him at the club.
I mean, I would... serious, as that sort of wild card, I'd like to see...
I get that.
I wouldn't mind. I would,
because he would just run
and he just add some excitement to what's going on. And it's something different for Tottenham to deal with. They're not going to be planning for him. They're going to be planning for Saka. They're going to be planning for...
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, there's an argument for it. There is an argument for it.
Do you know what? I really can see him making some changes to that front line. I think it's a given that Smith Rowe's going to come in because it's going to be about energy. Tottenham have had a game on Thursday. We've had a game on Thursday. I think it's going to be the team that shows the most energy, that's really energetic up front, that's going to get a lot of joy.
Yep.
And, Smith Rowe's got to be in there. I think Pepe's hardly, he'll want to. I think it'd be a good game for him to play.
And every time I see him, I'm impressed by him lately. He just looks a different player.
And do you know the thing is, I always say about Pepe, he scores goals. That's another goal scorer you got on the pitch.
Or creates. And that's what he has been doing. Even in that little cameo appearance that he put in against Olympiacos, like he was still causing problems. He was still dangerous. He still looked like a threat. And, and the other thing was his work rate. The amount of times I see him getting back to get stuck in. And
he's obviously been spoken to about that. He's putting the work in now.
So,
who worries you on the Tottenham team?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious. It's Harry Kane all day long.
He came off the other day after scoring 2 goals. He's a goal machine, man.
It's fixed.
You know what I mean?
It's fixed where he come off and put an ice pack on. Jose done that
he'll
on purpose.
Be all right. I know, he'll be all right.
He done it on purpose.
Games,
Listen, Harry Kane could lose his limbs and he would still find new ones for the North London derby. It's just, look, it is.
On Harry Kane, the other day I was asked by a Tottenham fan, they said, do you have admiration for Harry Kane? Right.
Do you know what I'm going to quickly say to this? I'd have more admiration for Harry Kane if he showed more ambition to his career. I'm sorry.
You had to have a dig, didn't you?
No, I'm being serious. Look, what is he, 27?
Yeah.
So he's prime.
Yeah.
He now has one more big contract in him. You know what they always say, that player has that one last big contract, prime. Does he want to spend it at Spurs and get what he's achieved so far, which is nothing? Or does he want to make that move? I'll have a lot of admiration for him if he actually jumps and goes,
I reckon he might jump this season if excuse me, if they don't win anything. Listen, I do have admiration for him. You know what I mean? You got to rate the guy. He's come up through their ranks, and what he's done has been unbelievable. And he always came through our ranks first. We know that.
Thank you.
Right? But we rejected him. That was that's the annoying thing about it.
Listen, it happens. It happens. It happens. Nobody can tell the future.
We rejected him because he was too fat, apparently.
Yeah, he had...
he had a big ass. That's what they reckoned. He's never going to make it. Right? That's actually the truth.
Wasn't it Liam Brady that was in charge at the time?
I don't know who. I don't think it was. I don't know.
No, I think they were saying it was Liam Brady.
I don't necessarily think it was his decision, but
no.
But the thing is about it, right? You've got to admire what the guy. When it comes to finishing, he's unreal, and he always does it against us.
Yeah.
The fact that we hate him at Arsenal is that means respect.
Yeah.
Because we don't. We hate him because he's so good, if you get my meaning, right? We don't hate him as a human being, personally.
Yeah, I'll get what you're saying.
We hate him because he's so good and he always comes and gives us trouble. So if what injury did turn into something where he'd be missing, we don't wish injury, before people get started, we don't wish injury on a player personally, but obviously we would be delighted if he ain't playing.
Yeah.
But apart from Kane, there's other weapons they've got. Son is another player.
Yeah.
He's an unreal player. We've got to be real.
Yeah, you've got to watch him as well because
we don't look after him.
The way they work in tandem.
He's quality. And their partnership this season's really was carried Spurs.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
it.
what I'm saying when they're ruthless up front.
And they were the two that scored against us earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have to watch Happy Gilmore. Now he's in form.
Yeah, and it's
So
he is on fire. And Bale, all of a sudden, now he ain't done nothing all season, but now he's turning up.
this was a guy that was on the bench against Marine.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden he's turned into Bale from Champions League winner 4 or 5 years ago.
A firing Bale's a world-class player. And again, if we don't look after him, they'll score. And then they've got other weapons. I think that Reguilon is a very dangerous player. Again, that might come into the thinking of Mikel Arteta when he decides who to play. Because that Reguilon, he gets up and down the wing, very dangerous player. And the other player I think I'd look at and say very dangerous player is Ndombele.
Yeah.
I rate him as well. Good player. But listen, we've got the firepower. They'll be looking at us as well. And they know we got the firepower as well. And they know if our players are clicking. And like you said, what I've liked about Arsenal recently, they've been on the front foot. When we played Leeds is a team that, like every other team that plays them, the Leeds dominate possession. Teams look to catch them on the counter. We didn't. We were like, no, we're coming. We're putting our foot on your neck. And we actually, we played brilliantly that day. And I've seen us do it with a lot of teams where even the other night against Olympiacos, we didn't go there and say cautious, just, try and nick an away goal. We went there to
finish the tie.
To finish the tie. And I like that. I like how I'm seeing a pattern of play now from Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
And I'm more now optimistic about him as a manager because I'm seeing a pattern of play. We obviously know he needs some better players in certain areas to execute what he wants to do. But it's a big game, man. It's a big game.
Big game.
Can we win it?
Yes, we
What's
can.
your prediction?
3-1.
3-1. Whew.
If there's one area of the pitch that Tottenham are susceptible, it's in defence as well. People say about our defence, same with theirs.
Free past them.
So?
Who's put free past them recently?
Laz Linz.
Oh, yeah.
In the group stages of the Europa League, it was 3-3.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, did you see their squad? That only Kane weren't playing. Son was playing. Bale played.
Yeah, it's a different game now, man.
So what? You asked to put 3 past them.
3-1. I'll go sort of sit on the fence type 2-1.
No, there's a surprise. You know what it is?
We'll concede, I know that.
You know what it is? It's because these games at the Emirates are predominantly high-scoring games.
With fans.
It doesn't matter. It's still high-scoring games. We normally, at the Emirates, always score at least 3 goals plus against Spurs. We've done it so many times, multiple times. 4-2s, 3-2s, 5-2s. Yes, I get that. But I'm saying these are normally high-scoring games. So it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see what setup they go with, what we do.
No fans at the game, man.
Yeah, no fans at the game.
So it's just another game. I've been saying it all as I've described this season. Every game is just it's just a neutral game.
Not this one.
You think even with no fans,
these players better be fired up for this game. Telling you now, don't piss me off this weekend. Not with this game. It's the one game in the calendar. I've said it so many times. You know my thoughts on Spurs. I've been brought up on this. This is the big game for me, the biggest game. And even when we were having them battles with Manchester United, those battles were based on who was going to win league titles and stuff like that.
This is pride.
But this is proper rivalry.
And we can't have them doing the double over us.
No. I'm not having it.
And as well, you never know, right? We could meet them again. We can meet Spurs again
in the Europa
League later on this season. So we've got to get a result.
Have to
get a result.
Man.
I'm going 2-1. He's gone 3-1. What are you guys going? Leave your predictions in the description. Would love to hear from you what team you go. If you go into AFTV VIP, go into the team selector, you can select your own team on there. I think we both, Arsenal, the one good thing about it, we go into it full strength. Everybody more or less is fit.
When was the last time we said that?
Exactly. Everybody more or less is fit.
Everyone is.
Right? Yeah. So this is it now. This is where those players have got to step up. There's certain players for me, If they have a big game, we can win this. Thomas Partey's, he has to have a big game. Didn't play great against Olympiacos. Has to have a big game. Aubameyang has to have a big game. Saka, Pepe if he plays. These guys that were bought for these occasions, like Pepe, this is your game. This is where we want to see you. Tierney, if he has a big game, you know what I mean? We got the players to win this game, right? It would be a real morale booster for Arsenal kicking on for the rest of this season. It's a sort of, this can spark a run. Runs this season in the league can take you anywhere. They can take you anywhere. A few weeks ago, everybody was saying Tottenham were dead and buried. Now they're near to the top 4 again. People are talking about them having a chance of getting into the top 4 because they put 3 wins together. That's been a problem with Arsenal since the start of this year. We haven't put a run together. Win a game, draw a game, lose a game. You know what I mean? We need to go on a run. If we could get, 3 big games coming up in the league. Tottenham, West Ham, Liverpool. Do something good in those 3 games. Then it starts to look very favourable going then till the end of the season. Could we get on a run? Top 6? 4? Well, I think 4's out of the question. But is it in this mad season? Who knows? But the one thing I know is, all that aside, it's the North London derby and we need to win it. So let's hope we do it. Thanks, DT, for today. Don't forget the links in the description for Profit Accumulator. Get involved in that. And of course, we will be back next week. Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the UK's #1 match betting service. So what is match betting? It's a method that's used by individuals to profit from free bets and incentives offered by bookmakers. By leveraging one bookie's offer against another bookie's offer, it's possible to ensure that the odds are in your favour. And when you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through how to do match betting with their easy to follow video guides. Profit Accumulator have a friendly 7-day-a-week customer support team that will help you with any questions that you might have. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you can start your Profit Accumulator journey today and you won't regret it.